Last week, we talked about spending 20 minutes a week planning so that you can get ahead of the game when you're trying to deal with the stuff that you have on your plate as a leader. Because I know that most of you spend your days chasing fires and solving everybody else's problems. Let's try and turn that around. If you haven't watched last week's video, make sure you do that. But at the end of last week's video, you should have had a list of things that you need to get done in your week. Today, I want to talk about how do you prioritize that list and how do you decide what to do day by day. First, look at the things on your list that are attached to your annual goals. Those are the things that I want you to highlight. We sometimes get down in this mode where we kind of get focused on the thing in front of us and we forget to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Is this thing that somebody's been demanding that we do, that we've been telling ourselves that we need to do, that keeps showing up in our face, really that important? Is it really connected to that big picture about what you want to get done? Take a step back and look at your list and see what are the things that are actually going to move me and our organization forward. What are the things that are going to take us from where we are now to reaching those goals we want to reach before year end? And make sure that those things move up your priority list. Next, look at the things on your list that you need to get done first before something else can happen, or that you need to do so that somebody else can move their projects along that you're wanting them to move along. Those are also things that need to take priority on your list. Then look at the chunks of time that you have available to you and your energy levels and the way you work in terms of productivity. If you only have small chunks of time, you're probably not going to have the time to fit in some of those bigger projects that you need to work on. That might mean that on your priority list, you look at scheduling the following week where you have bigger chunks of time. So maybe your action item for this week is to go into your agenda and block off half days or a couple hour sections so that you have the time to get moving on some of those projects next week. Look at, I don't have any time in the morning, but I know that I'm a morning person. For me, much of my writing and content development and the things that take a lot more brain power, I do in the morning. If I don't have morning times available, I might do different things like record videos, or I might do some of my social media stuff where it's a little bit different headspace that I need to be in. If you have a lot of time where it's just little bits of time, but you have a bunch of conversations that you need to have or phone calls that you need to make, that might be some of the things that get slid into that. So look at your week and your energy levels. If you've got a big project going on and you know it's going to suck a lot of your time, don't then also try and schedule in a bunch of other things that are going to take a lot of energy. Do some of those littler things, some of those things that are kind of the errand stuff that you need to get done, the little, cleanup stuff. Do those in the middle time. So when you're prioritizing, look at how is it connected to the bigger goals that are going to move me forward? How is it that I need to make sure that certain things get done before I can do them or the next person does them? Connect them to the other projects that are going on and where are they in sequence to that? And then look at your energy levels and the time slots available to you. What are you best going to get done in the time that you have available to you? From there, you're going to narrow your list down and you're going to start to prioritize about what are the things that need to get done first. The next thing that I encourage you to do is pick 3 things each day that you need to get done. That's it. Absolutely no more than that are mandatory. Now that's kind of the key thing. You can do other things in your day, and absolutely you probably will. But what I want you to identify each day is 3 of the things out of that big list that are mandatory, sort of the most important things for you to get done that day. And I want you to get those done before 11 a.m. Those are the things that you must do first and get out of the way before all chaos hits and everything blows up for the day, because that's normally what happens, right? It kind of starts off, not always, but it kind of starts off a little bit slower and you have some time to get focused. Do that. Do those things first. Set those things aside and make sure you're getting them done. One note about that though, don't identify your top 3 things sort of Monday for the following 4 or 5 days. Do it each morning. We have to look at our weeks as chunks of time rather than a day by day, because things happen and stuff changes. And I don't want you to sort of plan your whole week and be rigid about it and then find that it falls apart and then you just throw the whole thing out. Start today on Monday what is it that I need to do? What are the top 3 things I need to do today? Get those things done. Tuesday morning, spend another 3 or 4 minutes planning. Look back on Monday. What did I do? How did I do? What do I need to carry forward? What's changed? Maybe some of the prioritizing's changed. What are the top 3 things I need to do today? Wednesday morning, find 3 minutes to do the same thing again. What's already happened? What's changed that rejigs my prioritizing? What are the top 3 things I need to do today? That's going to help you immensely with your planning and being much more productive in your day.